Hey everyone, welcome to the call. Today, the goal is to help you blow up your sales at the end of this month with only about 2 to 3 days to go. And I'm a sales professional just like yourself. I've been in sales for about 12 years of my life. And there have been times when I've had eviction notices because I wasn't able to, hit commission targets and pay my bills. I've crashed my credit score and I've had to dig really deep in different times in my career to figure out how to make something happen in a very short window of time. And since those trials and tribulations, I've produced over $15 million in sales for about four different companies. And while I may not be the perfect example of how to do sales, I've been where you're at. I know what you're going through. And whether you're a high performer or you just starting out in the organization, whether you're having the best month of your career or the worst month of your career, I want you to be able to take away three things from this meeting today that are going to help you not only hit, but hopefully exceed your targets here at the end of the month. And so, where I actually want to start is to do it your goals. We will talk strategy, we will talk phone calls, but I want to talk about your goals because when you get committed to the organization, that's fine. You need that. You've got to be committed to the mission of helping people, serving customers. But you've also got to take care of yourself, right? You have to have a commitment to your own success. And what I've found is many people don't know what that looks like. They haven't sat down to figure out what does success look like for me right now, right? How can I measure that? What can I look to achieve today that tomorrow I'll say I accomplished my goals? And so I had a mentor teach me a way of goal setting that I'd like to pass along to you. Now, required for this, notepad and pen. Okay, that's all that's required for this meeting. If you don't have one, zip on out, go grab one, pause the video, and then come back. Okay. So on this goal setting, what I want you to do is I want you to pick a couple different areas in your life. The first one can be anything you want: family, recreation, finances, income, savings, community, whatever you want. I'm going to go with, just for fun, let's go with finances. I'm going to go with family. I'm going to go with community. And I'm going to go with recreation. Okay. Now, on each one of these sections, I want you to write down two goals: one short term, one long term. Something you can target over the next 30 to 60 days, maybe 30 to 90 days, and something 2 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road. So for finances, let's say you want to set your immediate income target. Let's say last month you made $4,500, and your goal this month is to make 5,500. Okay. But then let's say that your goal over the next 2 years is to increase your income to $10,000 a month. Okay. I would just write those down however you want to write them. I know people get picky on how to write them and how to frame it. Look, if you're not comfortable with it, it doesn't matter how you write it down. I want you to write it down in a way that's real for you. I would like to earn. Some people do it in past tense. So I have earned, right? However you want to do that. I'm not going to be nitpicky on it. But what I want you to do here is I want you to fill these out for all of them. Family, right? Short term, I want to plan and take a vacation to the Bahamas with the family in August. Long term, I want to move the family to Costa Rica and live overseas, have everyone learn to speak Portuguese and Spanish. I don't know. It's your goals, right? Get them down there. Community, I want to volunteer for 5 hours next month. Other community, I want to run for mayor and reform major action steps in the community to create, better economy, better community involvement. What your goals are. I'm not here to decide your goals for you. These are your goals, but I want to give you some examples. Recreation, short term. I'd like to get back into mountain biking and take at least one weekend trip on my bike. Long term, I'd like to plan a surfing trip to Hawaii with my best friends and family in 2026. Again, I don't know what your goals are, but I'm going to get them written down. Reason I'm doing this, guys, I want to get focused. It's the end of the month. It's really easy to get paranoid, stressed out, anxious about a certain sales target and forget why you're doing what you're doing. Now, all of these things I wrote down, most all of them, require some sort of finances. We're in an economic environment. We don't live in the middle of nowhere living off the land. chances are 99% of you own a vehicle, put gas in it every day, pay rent or a mortgage. You paid for the clothes on your back. There's somebody paying for the lights over your head and the computer on your desk. Okay. So we're in an economic environment. So I'm not one to romanticize money. I don't worship money. I don't think money makes you happy. Okay. I don't think not having money makes you happy either, though. So when you look at some of these targets and goals, hopefully you'll be able to quantify a few things and go like, okay, for a lot of these, like I'm probably going to need to hit a certain sales target, have a certain number of clients I help. And as long as you remember why you're doing what you're doing, it's going to make the next 2 to 3 days so much easier and so much more fun, because now you're not just working for a paycheck. You're not just working to avoid some imminent danger. You're actually working towards something. You've got things that you're working towards. So the next time I pick up the phone and make a cold call, it's not a cold call. The next time I pick up the phone and make a cold call, I'm like, man, perhaps this cold call will be the one that leads to the avalanche of business I'm going to get that gets my family out to Italy for that vacation I want to go on, right? That's what I'm working towards. So when you're tired, when you're down, when you're having a rough day, right, you can dig deep. I had prayer in there as well, but that's just me. Now, when we look at this, right, we look at these goals, the next thing is going to be able to let's set a target. And I'm going to keep it really simple today. I'm going to say, you know, right now I'm sitting at, let's say this 4,500, 5,000 a month in income. I'd like to add another 1,000 to that. Let's say that's my very close knit goal. Very, very important that you set your own target. A lot of times companies, agencies will set kind of a group goal. We need to get to this number as a collective. The best thing you can do to help contribute to the collective goal is to focus on your goal, right? And to have a specific target for you. What if the agency wants to sell another $40,000 in premium and the rest of your team sells that 40,000, but you didn't contribute anything? How do you feel? Feel good about that? Of course not. You don't feel good about that. Okay. Now, if you make your target an additional $1,000 in income, let's say that's the target we're using. The third thing we need to do is we need to start to break down some math. We got to do some numbers here to figure out what that's going to look like for us. And so follow along with pen and paper if you could for me, please. Let's work into some numbers here. I want to assume that whatever pay structure you're at, let's say you're getting paid 6% commission. You could do this for 4%, 8%, 7%, whatever it is. I'm just going to take 6%, right? Not too low, not too high, something in the middle. And I'm going to say, great, to make an additional $1,000 on a 6% commission, I need to sell an additional 16,600 in premium, right? 6% of 16,600 is about $1,000. Now, how do I get there? Do I just snap my fingers and 16,600 in premium drops out of the sky? Of course not. Do I go sit in my car and wait for it to happen? Of course not. Do I, you know, I don't know, log into Facebook? Do I go on TikTok, watch posts about people that are making more money than me, get complacent, start to feel like this job isn't for me, start to feel like maybe I'll just wait till next month to be great? Of course not. You don't do that. Come on now. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to say 16,600. How can I control getting $1,000 in income on a 6% commission? I need 16,600 in premium. So I'm also going to need some other numbers from you here for you to do this math for you. You need to do the math though. Everybody knows that. So let's say my traditional auto policy writes at about $600 in premium. Let's say my average home is 1,200. And let's say that when I'm very skilled and I'm multi-lining or bundling home and auto, let's say my average ticket is 1,800. Okay. 3 different types of business we can chase after: single line auto, monoline auto, single home, or multi-lining, getting multiple items. Now, what we're going to look at on this is how many deals do I need of each type to get to the 16,600? Well, I would need to get 27 auto deals averaging $600 per policy to get to the 16.6. I would need $1,200 per home. That would be 14 homes to get to my 16,600. If my average home is $1,200, multiply that times 14 deals, 16,600 in premium. Or if I go in and I get a home plus at least one auto and I average $1,800 per policy, I'd only need 9 of those deals. Okay. Now that we've got those numbers, right? 27 auto, 14 homes, or 9 bundles. I want to take a closing rate, whether yours is 10%, 15%, 20%. I'm going to take 15% for this example. So if I need to close 27 auto deals and I have a 15% close ratio, that means I need to quote 180 people. If I do it on homes where I need 14 homes at an average premium of 1,200, I need to quote 93 customers. And if I'm doing bundles and I want to close 9 and I'm at a 15% close ratio, I need to quote 60 people. Okay. Now, let's also make another assumption that I'm going to be very generous here. Half the people that you connect with and talk with over the next 3 days aren't going to get a quote from you. They don't want it. They throw you objections. You persist, of course, and you throw them every rebuttal in the book. They say, take me off your list. Okay. So if I need 180 auto quotes to get to my 27 auto deals at 600 a piece to hit my premium target and make an extra $1,000, I need to talk to double that, 360 people. For the homes, if I need to quote 93, I need to talk to 186. And for the bundles, if I need to quote 60, I need to talk to 120, right? Talk to 120, half of them let me quote them. I close 15% of those at an average ticket of 1,800. Boom, I just made an extra $1,000, okay? So now that we've got that, and I say, great, how do I talk to 360 people? Well, I'm going to take an average contact rate, right? If you're going in and you're asking your agency for age data, leads that haven't converted, referral lists, you need the data, okay? Let's just say I have a 40% contact rate. If I go in and I contact 900, I call 900 people, right? 900 times 40% is 360. So 900 people, 900 calls, half of them pick up. I'm sorry, 40% of them pick up. Half of them let me quote them. So 900 turned into 360 I talked to, 180 that I quote. I close 15% of that. I get 27 autos, $600 a piece, 16,600 in premium, $1,000 as extra income. Now, what does that math look like for homes? Well, I would need to call 485 people. And of that, I would expect to connect with about 40% or about 186 of them. Of that, I'd expect to be able to quote half, close 15% of those. That's 14 home deals, $1,200 per home, 16,600 in premium, $1,000 extra income at a 6% commission. Third layer down, bundles. I need to attempt to talk with 300 people, right? If I do that, my contact rate of 40% would get me to 120 conversations, half of which I quote. That's 60 quotes. 15% of 60 is 9. A home and auto with an average premium of 1,800 times 9 is 16,600. That's an extra $1,000 in income. So to recap, bundles, I need only 9 new deals. To do that, I need to call 300 people. For home, I got to call 485 for 14 deals. For just auto, I need to call 900 people to get 27 deals. Okay, sometimes it's easy to go for the low ticket item, but you actually make your life a lot harder because calling 900 people over the next 3 days, that's 300 calls a day. Are you willing to do it? Because if you're willing to do it, and then you can flip those opportunities into multi-line or bundling opportunities, then so be it. But many of you have a lot of other work going on. You've got other time commitments. 300 calls a day. Are you really going to do it? Right? It's a lot. Maybe you will. Maybe you won't. But then if I'm getting homes, right, I only need to talk to 480 or make 485 calls to talk to 186. That's 161 calls a day. A little bit more manageable. But if I'm going for home and auto, if I'm going for the bundle every time, right, I'm looking right there at 300 calls total, 100 per day. Could you do 100 calls per day if you knew it would make you an extra $1,000 in income? Right? Well, if I actually pick out the right leads, and let's say I do a combination between home and auto and homes, right? I'm going for the bundle, but maybe I just get the home. And we're somewhere in the middle ground. That would look like somewhere between 100 and 160 calls a day. We'll call it 130, right? If you go in and you consistently make those calls, here's what's going to happen. Your activity is going to breed opportunity. Because if I'm going in and I make those 130 calls a day, right? That's 130 calls for the next 3 business days. That's a total of 390 calls. If I make contact with 40% of those, that's 156 conversations. If half of those let me quote them, that's 78 quotes. If I close that at 15%, that's 11.7 new deals. let's say I bundle a majority of them, but not every single one of them. So my average premium ends up being, I don't know, $1,500 a pop, right? Between just the homes I wrote, maybe a few autos, and then some full blown bundles. That's 17,550 in premium. That's 17,550 times 6% commission is $1,053 in income added. Okay, what happens if I go the other route? Hope, wish, make 30 calls a day, say this isn't working, get a deal, go take a smoke break, go on lunch, come back, sandbag the rest of the month. How excited am I going into the next month? Well, if I just wrote down all my goals and I had goals to take the family to the Bahamas and I had goals in here to, help lift up the community and do volunteering, of which I might need to take some time to do that. And then I had this goal to, get a new mountain bike again and go mountain biking. And I wanted to put some money in savings to save towards that house I wanted. But I finished the month knowing that I left time on the table, that I focused my efforts on coming up with the reasons why I wouldn't succeed versus just putting in the work. Next month, I'm starting the month on a low note. See, what happens when you push hard for the rest of the month is you get to go into the next month knowing that you laid it all out on the line and you have this muscle and this momentum built, and you're much more likely to come into that next month and have optimism that not only am I trying to make an extra $1,000 on top of last month, I'm trying to set a record for myself. And now we start chasing down those longer term goals. So this is where you have to do the math. I don't know, you probably can't see it on there. I got all sorts of math scribbled on it, right? But all you got to know is your closing ratio, your contact rate, right? Your average premium per type of policy, and then go in and start working the numbers to figure out how many dials do I need to make, how many calls. Now, the third piece of this meeting is going to go one step beyond this, and it's what I call the Hail Mary. A lot of people call it the Hail Mary, right? I was watching Geostorm with my son the other day, and they're out in space, and the spaceship's exploding, and there's a satellite that they want to escape on. And he looks over at the lady, and he's like, "This is Gerard Butler." He's like, "Do you believe in Hail Marys?" She doesn't say anything, but he just pushes off through space. There's explosions. They pull themselves into this satellite, and they somehow get back to Earth. I know that's not entirely realistic. It's a movie, right? But that idea of I'm just going to go for it, what that looks like in the sales arena for me and has for a very long time is that I will write down every single possible thing I can do to get out there and make something happen, get in contact with somebody. Some of it's going to be efficient, some of it isn't. So make a video, post it on your social media. Hey, it's John over at XYZ Insurance Company. Some of you know me because you're friends and family. Some of us have just connected through other friends on here. But in case you didn't know, I sell insurance. And right now, we've put together some incredible programs at the end of the month to help you bundle, save money. Also, I'm pushing extremely hard to win a contest in my agency, or I'm pushing really hard to take care of my family, or I've got some goals of mine that I know we provide ethical insurance. We do the right thing by our clients. And yeah, I make some money out of it. But guess what? Our clients make a lot more money than I ever would because we save them a lot of money. We help them out when they have claims. We actually get them the right coverage. So a check is written for them and it's not coming out of pocket. I'm here to serve our community. I'm here to serve our client base. And it would mean the world to me if you've had any questions, doubt, or even interest in your next insurance policy that we connect over the next 48 hours. And we could do that, right? I would be incredibly grateful, but I'll make you one commitment. If you take the time to meet with me, I'll do everything in my power to be transparent with you and get you the best possible coverage at the best possible price that I possibly can. So if you're interested, reach out to me. I'm here. And if we don't talk, have a great rest of your month. Enjoy your day. Good to see you again. Right? Could it hurt to put yourself out there? What if only one person responds? Hey, actually, I needed insurance. Could you give me a call today? I only got one. What? You got one? You put out a video and somebody actually said, yeah, me. Mission accomplished. What if nobody responds? They didn't respond today. It doesn't mean they didn't see your face. It doesn't mean that it didn't remind your mom that, oh, yeah, I forgot. Timmy does sell insurance. I haven't talked to him in 2 weeks. I think Aunt Rita needs some insurance. I should call her and see if she can help him out. He can help her. You never know where that's going to go, but you're putting it out there. Just like I'm putting this video. I don't know. The team that's in front of me right now, I'm going to be transparent. I didn't send this to you specifically. I sent this to all my friends, agency owners I know, and said, hey, here's a free sales meeting on Andy Arter from yours truly to help your team crush the end of their month. Now, one of you watching this, it could be you, or you, or it could be you. Maybe someday we run into each other. We might do business someday. We might own a company together someday. I don't know. But what I do know is putting myself out there is never the wrong thing, right? If I have the right motives and I have the right heart behind it and I'm being transparent with people. So Hail Mary could be that social media video. Could be asking your agency owner, hey, do we have a list of clients we could sit together for 20 minutes and come up with some really creative copy for an email? Maybe we could use Chat GPT to come up with a script and we could send out a Hail Mary email to our clients at the end of the month. Should we do a pop-up in front of the grocery store on Thursday? And instead of selling Girl Scout cookies, right? We've got our insurance brand out there. We're giving away cards about doing good deeds in the community. We're going to feature a client and sponsor an ad in the local newspaper if they own a business. And we're going to troll for business owners and see if we can get some bots, business owner policies, just by offering a free raffle for that type of featurette for their business. What could we do here? Get creative, right? This is where the Hail Mary is not just about one email blast, one blast of calls, one social media video. Maybe you take your brand new team member and you say, I got a project for you, right? I want you to call every single client that we closed a year ago, and I want you to wish them a happy 1 year anniversary. See if they're happy. If they're not, send them to our service team. If they are happy, ask them if they'd be willing to refer over at least one other friend or family, not only to help our agency hit our goals at the end of the month, but more importantly, so that their friend or family can experience the same service that they have over the past year and that you'd be so grateful for it. Who do they know? Right? And say, look, I'll pay you $10 every time you get somebody to say yes and they send a referral over to me. Let's partner up on this thing, right? Create little contests, collaborate with each other. Look at this target every 2 hours of the day. Guys, where are we at? Where are we at to the target? Hey, Michael, I know you were trying to make an extra 1,000 this month. How much have you made so far? I don't know, man. I closed another 4 deals. Have you done the math yet? No, I haven't. Okay, 4 deals, $1,000 on average. That's 4,000. 4,000 times 6%. Cool, man. You made $240. You have 760 to go. Where are you going to get it from? Dude, I'm going to get it from this leads list. Let's go. I know it seems a little crazy, maybe to some of you, right? But for those of you who have been around people that push, those are the people that not only increase their income, right, and hit the next tax bracket, those are the people that continue to forge forward. And it's that same fighter mentality, that same let's get after it, let's work as a team, let's get crazy here, let's go for the Hail Mary and do 10 different things. I don't know what's going to work. Maybe at least one of them, right? That is the same mentality, guys, of Elon Musk. That's the same mentality of a very successful agency owner, right? That's the same mentality of somebody in the Super Bowl pushing hard all the way to the end. We won't go there and talk too much about the Super Bowl, but this is the same thing for everything in life. This is not exclusive to your situation and that target you've set. This is that fighting spirit. And if you don't have that today, right? It goes back to the goals that we talked about at the beginning. Why are you here? Right? Do you really mean those goals? Because if you really mean them, if you really sat down and meditated on your goals and said, like, why am I doing this? Maybe it has nothing to do with money, right? Maybe you're doing it just because you like the feeling of winning and helping a lot of clients. I don't know what it is for you, right? Maybe it's just that you want to be able to go to sleep on Thursday, Friday night and say, I gave it my all. What your goals are, guys. Like, you've got to get that really, really personal to you. Because without that, all of this falls apart. Why have a target if there's no goal that that target helps me achieve? Why set a daily, number to chase after if I don't know why I'm doing it other than just to get the money? Get the money. How exciting is that? I'm just going to get the money. Then what? Hail Marys. Why would anybody do Hail Marys, right? So I'm going to call right now because I've been doing this Hail Mary stuff at the end of the month. I appreciate you guys. Give me your feedback on this. I'm wishing you guys a great month-end closeout. And if you have any questions, my information's right down here. Any of you are welcome to reach out to me directly. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Crush the end of your month. Let's go.